Hey guys, in this video I'm just going to share some of my thoughts about the Sony A1. I've had it for a little bit while now, so I just wanted to share my thoughts as it pertains to real estate and if you should get it, what I like about it, what's something that I don't like about it, just to kind of give you guys an idea. If you're in the market for purchasing a camera, you're thinking about picking up this camera, you can kind of take what I've learned and what I like about it into consideration. But anyways, in my opinion, this is the best all-around camera for real estate photography. It does great for photos, videos, incredible. You probably already know all the specs on it. It is an incredible camera. It's probably one of the best all-around cameras in general for any type of photography and videography. That being said, it does come at a hefty price of $6,500. I think I've spent close to $7,000 after tax. Which is a lot. If you don't have a whole lot of gear already and you're thinking about getting this camera, I'd probably say go get the A7, the A7 III and a bunch of other gear for that amount of money. But if you are in the market for something that's all-in-one that does everything very well, I would say it's kind of a luxury in real estate photography. You don't necessarily need this. You can get the job done with a whole lot of different tools. But if you want that one tool that does everything well, it's this camera. I used the A7S III since they came out last year. I really liked that camera. I really liked the focusing system. So this one has a lot of things that I liked in that camera. But it also has attributes from the larger sensor cameras that I liked as well. I like the APS-C function because I do like to shoot with ultra-wide lenses. This one's the 12-24. So sometimes when I'm shooting video, I want to scale in a little bit to get a detail shot. And with the A7S III, that option wasn't there because it's only a 12 megapixel sensor. So really like the APS-C sensor or zoom crop mode that you can have with video. Another thing I really like about this camera is PP11. Now you can do a firmware update on the A7S III and get PP11 as well. But I think it is a great picture profile for real estate. In my opinion, it's better than HLG. And then I really like 8K as well. It's incredible. It does great job 8K. I actually have an external thing that holds 2 batteries just to keep the camera cool while shooting 8K, so I'm not running into overheating issues. But so far, I haven't had any issues with it. Also, a great feature that you probably won't use all the time for real estate photography, but maybe other types of photography, and I actually turned on the camera, is being able to do a frame grab, right? So if you have the video on your computer, you can use a piece of software and just extract just a single frame as an image, and that's a 30 megapixel image. And it's pretty flexible. So if I could see that more useful in like sports and other things, but if you ever need to grab maybe you're shooting photos and you forgot a room but you shot video in a room, you could do a frame grab of that video and it'll be a high quality picture. So anyways, that's just something to think about as well. I'm actually going to be shooting a property later this week in 8K picture profile 11. I plan on posting that project to YouTube. So if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing so you check out that property. But let me think. Another thing that I really like about this camera is the CF Express Type A cards, especially when you're shooting with higher megapixel images. SD cards only save so fast. With these really fast ones, it'll save the image really fast onto the card. So I'm really impressed with these CF Express Type A cards. That being said, they are a pretty penny. What else? So, there is one thing that I don't like on this camera, and I would have thought that Sony would have figured this one out already because I've had pretty much all the A7R cameras starting from the original one, A7R, and they've all done this all the way up to this camera. So if you're shooting long exposures, say 10 to 30 second exposures, you take it, your camera's exposing, and then once it's done exposing, it takes a long time to process the image. It says processing, and the processing time hasn't really reduced much over the years. The processing time essentially is the same amount of time as the exposure. So if it's a 15-second exposure, you get like a 15-second processing time. And you would think with technology and as years go by, that processing time would be faster, especially since they're saving so fast to cars. But that's still an issue. So that's my one gripe with this, or something that I wish they would have done with this camera. But there are a whole lot of new features and options in the menus. The viewfinder is amazing. There's a lot of great things that I really like about this camera. But for real estate photography, it is overkill in my opinion. You can get great photos and great videos with a lot more budget-friendly gear, and I would probably recommend getting like a cheaper body and investing more in other gear, depending on the year you have. If you pretty much have all the gear and budget's not a concern of yours, and you just want to go with the best overall camera that can be used for a whole bunch of different scenarios, then pick up the Sony A1. You won't be disappointed. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. I just want to go over kind of my initial thoughts after having used this for the last month or so. And so if you're in the market for it and you have the budget and you already have a bunch of other gear, then consider getting it. But anyways, if you have any additional questions about this camera or want to see additional videos on it, let me know in the comments or reach out. We'll see you guys on the next one.